Today we have so much to cover. I'm gonna do Maleficent Halloween look and I'm gonna test the new Crime Venus Immortalis eyeshadow palette. So I guess I'm just gonna roll the intro and let's get this party started. I'm gonna start with Pat Mcgrath Sublime Perfection Primer. It smells so nice and it's super hydrating to the skin and it will give us a nice base for the rest of the makeup. And actually the makeup is very simple, you just need to sculpt the eye a little bit and cut those cheeks. The biggest struggle is gonna be to turn my round fat face into something even remotely similar to Angelina Jolie. But if you are skinny, you are halfway there and I'm jealous. I wanna have quite matte base, so I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation in shade 30NN. On the posters, Maleficent is super pale, almost white, but actually in the movie she's just, let's call it like regular pale. But still, I wanna make my face a little bit lighter. I'm gonna mix Cover FX Power Play White Concealer with my foundation. And I'm just mixing this on my hand. And I'm gonna apply this in the center of my face. So I'm starting with a basic sketch for the brow. And later on we're gonna fill this in. And I wouldn't go against your natural brow shape too much. Because although you wanna make this cartoony, you still wanna keep this quite natural. And to give my brows a little bit more of like a villain vibes, I'm gonna extend them towards my nose. To be honest, I haven't been excited for Crime palette in like a hot minute, I think since birthday collection. But when I saw online pictures of Venus Immortalis, I got obsessed. Like, look at her, she is so pretty, all matte black with a little bit of metallic accents. And what is most unique about this palette? It glows in the dark. How crazy is that? So even just for the packaging, I just had to have this. But luckily, I like the color story as well. After all the rainbow palettes, I needed something more desaturated, more muted, something like a grey, cool tone vibes. I think now Colourpop released like a similar palette, but Crime was first. And I think it's gonna be cute palette for like a Halloween season and for winter. And since it's only 6 eyeshadows, I'm gonna swatch them all. 8, not 6, 8 eyeshadows. Well, I obviously missed some math lessons in first grade. Okay, we are done with the baking, so let's start sculpting our eyes. I'm gonna start with shade Ash. Later on, I'm probably gonna add something more beigey because I'm afraid it might be a little too grey. But let's see where the night's gonna take us. And I'm just gonna start applying this on my crease, a little bit higher than on my actual crease. This is more intense than I was expecting, so I'm gonna change this to more fluffy brush. And you don't wanna go around the eyes, you wanna connect this here to your brows. Connect to your brows and even take a little bit down here on your nose. And now I'm gonna go to shade Moth and go on top of the grey. I feel like we need to warm it up a little bit, so I'm gonna dig into my Pat Mcgrath Mothership I palette and I'm gonna go for this beigey, still cold tone shade. And to give the crease more dimension, I'm even gonna dig into this darker taupey brown. Okay, so much better. This is the shade I wanted. And now with the small brush, I'm gonna dig into this light beige shade. And I'm gonna highlight my brow bone. Such a pretty shade. And let's see if it's strong enough to highlight my lid. Oh, yes! Pretty! If you wanna have like a more dramatic effect, you can cut your crease. And maybe, actually, I'm gonna do this. Let me grab my concealer. And if your eye shape is a little bit more similar to the Angelina Jolie ones, well, you can skip this step. But I want to create a little bit more of the illusion that I don't have as hooded eyes as I actually do. And now with the small blending brush, I'm gonna gently dig into shade Unseen, the black one. And in this look, it's not about creating very bold, dark, smoky eye. You just want to sculpt your eye and take this a little bit to next level, so it's something in between. And for lower lash line, first I'm gonna dig into shade Ash. And with the angled brush, I'm gonna go back to this light beige shade and apply this in my inner corner, just to bring more light to the eye. Okay, one eye is done. Let me do the other one off camera and I'll be right back. And now it's time for the most iconic part of Maleficent makeup, cutting those cheeks. Obviously in the movie Angelina had prosthetics. Even when you look at the posters, on some of them those cheeks are as sharp as glass, but on some of them it's just a regular contour. So you can do whatever you want, whatever you feel more comfortable. But I want to do those hard edges, and I'm gonna use Jeffree Star contour brush. And I'm gonna go back and forth between those two shades and my contour palette from Kat Von D. And if you don't feel comfortable going even deeper, you can leave it like this, but I'm gonna go full out. So now with this smaller brush, I'm gonna define this shape over here and slowly gonna blend everything to my skin. And with a small brush, I'm gonna add a little bit of harsh shadow just here in the corner and at the end of our cheek. And here I'm even gonna dig into the black eyeshadow. Okay, and if you want to make this edge even more defined, you can go with the concealer and clean this, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. And now let's get back to Crime Venus Immortalis palette. I'm drawn to this shade Mod, so I'm gonna dig my finger in it and I'm just gonna add a little bit on my lid. Okay, this eyeshadow doesn't do much for me, and I'm so disappointed because I thought it's gonna be my favorite shadow from this palette, but I guess it is what it is. So now I'm gonna grab my highlighting brush and I'm gonna dig into shade Marble. I'm gonna use this today as my highlight. Okay, I'm not sold on this eyeshadow as a highlight. I think it's a little bit too cold tone, but for Halloween it will work. And we are almost there. Now it's time for the red lip. I'm gonna use Pat Mcgrath in shade Blood Rush. And I have those horns. I've ordered them on Amazon for like £12 or something like that. They're not the highest quality, but for Halloween they will do. And I think that it has. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about my Maleficent realness, and see you in the next one. Bye!